Ladies and gentlemen, it is June. It is LGBTQIA plus XYZ Pride Month. And like the start of every June, it's just a waiting game for the crazies to come out, because you know they're coming. And that's not to say all LGBTQIA plus XYZs are crazy. My respect to any of the L's or the G's or the B's or the T's. The somewhat sane ones anyway. But you can always leave it to that growing minority of crazies to do something, well, crazy. And I don't know if this is crazy, but it is funny. Because ladies and gentlemen, we have a victim fight. That's right, a good old victim fight, where a pride march in Philadelphia was blocked by a bunch of Palestine protesters, leaving us in the precarious position of wondering who's the bigger victim. And when I say us, I don't really mean us. I mean the left, specifically the annoying left, the woke left, the people who are really going to think about this, who are going to have a debate within their own heads. Whose side should I be on? I mean, after all, there's a genocide going on. Now, who are they talking about? I don't know. According to the woke left, everyone's being genocided. So let's have a look at what happened right after this message. When you think about it, we don't really have a healthcare system, do we? We have a sick care system. Pharmaceutical companies make billions, that's billions with a B, every single year off sick people, which means Big Pharma needs you to be sick and reliant on them. And just like Big Pharma, big government wants you to feel powerless. Well, that sucks. We can become self-reliant and take back control of our health with the wellness company's medical emergency kits. Designed by elite doctors including Dr. Peter McCullough and Dr. Drew Pinsky, these prescription kits have emerged as a keystone of so many families' medical emergency preparedness plans, saving thousands of dollars in unplanned hospital visits. Dr. Peter McCullough has been preaching the importance of early intervention and treatment since 2020. Early treatment is paramount to a timely recovery for any illness. So be ready for the next big thing with the wellness company's medical emergency kits, containing 8 life-saving medications that I probably can't talk about here on YouTube, plus a guidebook to aid in the safe use of these medications. The kits are prescription only. You can't find anything like them in store or pharmacy, and every American should have at least one of these kits in their home. Ordering the kit takes less than 2 minutes and couldn't be simpler. Choose the kits that are right for you and complete their clinical intake form for one of the wellness company's medical providers to approve your prescription. Whether it's the next big outbreak, cyber attacks or drugstore shortages, you'll be better prepared for any scenario. Visit twc.health/bearing and use code BEARING to purchase your kit with $30 off and free shipping. The Daily Mail says, moment Palestine protesters clash with Pride Parade, causing social media to erupt. Queers for Palestine had a change of heart. The controversial Queers for Palestine disrupted Sunday's Pride Parade in Philly. The group clashed with members of their own community at the kickoff event. So Queers for Palestine is an odd one, isn't it? I mean, we've all seen the memes, chickens for KFC, etc. I mean, make no mistake, being gay in Palestine, or the Palestinian territory, whatever you want to call it, is in fact illegal. They haven't changed the law since the British put it in place in 1936, and it carries a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. But they kind of turn a blind eye to harsher penalties, if you know what I mean. Put it this way, I don't think you'd want to be organising a pride parade in Gaza. Anyway, the article goes on. Free Palestine protesters clashed with members of the LGBTQ plus community in Philadelphia who were attempting to kick off Pride Month Sunday with a parade. In one of many videos posted online documenting the incident, a wave of pride marchers in colourful outfits banging on drums were halted along their parade route by a group of pro-Palestinian members of the LGBTQ plus community, some donning keffirs or kefirs, I don't know, others donning leather straps and vests. The pro-Palestinian crowd halted the parade route to scream and yell at members of their own community, and we have some video. Let's have a look. So who specifically are these Palestine protesters? Well, this is a group called Queers for Palestine Philly, and I had a look at their Instagram, and you've just got to see this. This is one of their most recent posts. Queers for Palestine Philly, anti-pride statement. And it goes on to say, I'm going to do my queer voice. No pride in genocide. No pride in empire. Queers for Palestine Philly extends our solidarity to all those resisting colonial genocide around the world. From Palestine to Sudan, to the DRC to Haiti, or whatever the fuck. We call on queer people of conscience to ignite a global intifada against colonizers and capitalists who seek to use our identities, our beauty, our brilliance as justification for unimaginable violence. We reject all celebrations of pride if they're not grounded in the struggle to end genocide. We write this anti-pride statement as an honoring of the history of queer militant struggle against imperialism outlined in the Star Manifesto. We are a part of the revolutionaries' armies fighting against the system. Power to the people. Queer as in death to America. Queer as in death to Israel. Queer as in off the pigs. Long live the queer intifada. I mean, that is just fucking unhinged. And the commenters tell them so. Touch some fucking grass, good lord. And while we're at it, someone round up all the chickens for the pro-KFC rally. This is one of the most unhinged things I have come across on Instagram. Jesus fucking Christ, put down the phone and get some fresh air. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. This is fucking delusional. Now, meanwhile, I wonder what the Palestinians think of the queers. This is Palestinian Islamic scholar Youssef Makharza or something. Western civilization boils down to bestiality. The kind of which was unheard of even in your livestock pens. Your cows, your sheep, and even your donkeys have never stooped to the level of perversion that America designs for you. Well, he seems really nice. And this is Amy Horowitz interviewing Sheikh Mahmoud, a Palestinian imam from Ramallah, which is known as one of the more gay-tolerant cities in the Palestinian territories.
What should be done to gay people?
Someone who goes down this path, the Islamic punishment of deletion should apply to them, the giver and the receiver.
In your opinion, what is worse, a child who is gay or a child who's a drug addict?
Being gay is worse.
What is worse, a child who's gay or a child who's a thief? What about
homosexual?
What about a murderer?
Both are bad. Well, there you go. So I don't know where these queers for Palestine think they're going to go, you know, once they achieve this death to America. Because I don't think they'd get a very warm welcome in Palestine. What a retarded concept. Anyway, this article goes on. One rainbow flag painted poster read, "No pride in genocide," the implication of which may have been that it's not appropriate to celebrate Pride Month while the conflict in the Middle East still rages. Or then there's never going to be a Pride Month ever again, is there? The protest was executed by Queers for Palestine, a minority faction within the queer community who have been extremely vocal these last 8 months about the intersection of what they believe is the structural oppression of the Palestinians and the historic prejudice faced by their community. Reports of the disrupted Philly parade indicate that protesters were chanting, "The more you try to silence us, the louder we'll be," in addition to the more standard "from the river to the sea" phrases. One protest leader, who wore a very short crop top, cargo pants that exposed his undergarments, and a keffiyeh, said to the crowd, "Pride as we know it cannot be separated from our current political and economic climate. Pride celebrations have merely become a public relations instrument. Oh, and what's new? Every company under the fucking sun has the rainbow flag in their logo during June." A relatively common question hurled at the queer pro-Palestine protesters is why they so loudly voice support for a culture and people who reject their way of life entirely. Yeah, and that's a fair question. That's a sensible question. See, in this victim fight, my money's actually on the regular queers, not the queers for Palestine. Because nothing's gonna stop Pride Month. It's cringe, but it's unstoppable. And the funny thing is, I'll likely be labelled a homophobe for pointing out the fact that these gay retards are in fact gay retards. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Go check out the Wellness Company, help out the channel, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta, goodbye. Recession.